Hey loves, and welcome to Heart Love Messages. My name is Crystal. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you are already subscribed here, welcome back. So tonight I have a love message from your person. I will be pulling from this deck here just to see how your person is currently feeling, how they are currently viewing you and or your connection, as well as any other important messages that they may have for you at this time, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get a very clear and concise message directly from their heart space. Okay, so the first message that we have here is solar plexus chakra. I'm getting stuck very clearly. So this is picking up on a connection that has changed recently. But this is tapping into the underlying energy of your connection. Because anytime a chakra card comes out, it points directly to the energy center that's most active in your connection at this time. So with the solar plexus chakra coming out, it indicates that things are shifting or changing because of this masculine in your energy field. You may not be aware of this, but your person is currently stuck on a certain issue, a certain topic, or something that transpired in your connection. And it's affecting the way that they view you. But this is not only based on their own opinions of you, it's also based on your opinions of yourself and also how you feel about yourself. So Divine Feminine, you may have noticed a shift or a slight change in your person's energy lately. So if you're wondering how your person is currently viewing you, there has definitely been an energetic shift from the heart space to the solar plexus. And although you may not be able to put your finger on it, you can feel that your person is kind of somewhere else. And you're very curious about this because it feels like they're beginning to view you differently, but from a much higher perspective. And it's having a major effect on them. But what's interesting is that although there's clearly something happening with your person internally, they may feel that this is a direct reflection of you as the feminine energy. So instead of looking at themselves, they have their focus on you at this time. You may feel their energy coming through very strongly as well. It's almost like they're trying to read into you because they know that you're contributing to this shift or you're the driving force behind their actions at this time. But what's being highlighted here is that they don't know if this is in a healthy or an unhealthy way. It's almost as if there's a focus on how your energies are currently balancing one another, because the solar plexus is a masculine dominant center that literally pulls from the sacral, which is a feminine dominant center. So this is something that's very specific to you, Divine Feminine. Yeah, your energy is really being highlighted at this time. It's almost as if your person knows, whether this be consciously or unconsciously, that every feminine energy is different. And also that not every feminine energy gets the same experience with their masculine. So this is heavily dependent upon how well your energies mesh. So this is not based on your personality, your looks, or anything external. So if you've noticed that your person has kind of taken a step back, or there's been a slight shift in how they engage you or how they respond to you, it's less about what they see and more about what level of energy you're providing this masculine when they're in your presence. This has become very, very important to them. And the way that this energy is coming through, it's also the reason why the energy of your connection is currently stuck at the solar plexus level, okay? Because with this card coming out first, it's not only highlighting the balance of your energies, but it's also letting you know exactly what to expect from your person based upon the energy that they're receiving from you, okay? So if you've been feeling this kind of push and pull energy with your masculine, I feel like this is definitely picking up on that, okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have is, I always get what I want. Wow. So there's a big issue that your masculine currently has with you, Divine Feminine. but they may have never verbalized this. Because when this card comes out, it usually indicates a masculine who's highly confident, okay? And this is an aspect of themselves that has allowed them to easily navigate their lives. They may even be the type that's used to having easy access to people, places, and things. But from their point of view, things just seem to come to them effortlessly and in a way that's really giving them a sense of power and control, especially when it comes to the way that they relate to others. Yeah, I'm getting this heavy energy of comparison very, very clearly. So ever since they met you, they've been subconsciously measuring you against other people, maybe even other connections that they've had. And they're realizing that there's something about you that's very different. They definitely notice a huge difference in how they show up in this connection with you. But you may not be able to read this because it's something that they've kept inside. They notice that the way that they're typically received by others is very different from the way that you receive them. So there is an aspect of their personality or just their being that doesn't move you at all, Divine Feminine. And this is really beginning to bother them. It's almost as if you can see right through them. And you may not be aware of this, but you make this masculine question themselves a lot, which I'm getting is not normal for them because their energy is coming through as someone who is very, very confident. They may even have a very big ego, okay? But you have them in their heads way more than they would like to admit, or in a way that just doesn't feel very natural to them. And this is making them have an adverse reaction to you because this is tied to their self-concept in a major way. So I don't know exactly what you're doing at this time, Divine Feminine, but you're definitely making them question themselves. This is someone whose life has literally been a testament of this card here. They always get what they want, but your energy is making them second guess themselves or their movements in a way that's completely throwing them off. And this is making them incredibly frustrated with you. So this is someone that may be really, really successful in many other areas of their lives, but there's something about the way that your energy meshes with theirs that really has them feeling a little off. And this is not their normal disposition. And because this is picking up on their energy at this current time, it's almost as if they don't want you to know the effect that you're truly having on them, because this is highlighting what they're feeling on the inside versus how they may be presenting externally to you at this time, okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have is open up to me. So if you're wondering how your person is truly viewing you at this time, they view you as someone who is extremely hard to break. You carry yourself in a way that makes this masculine want to watch you or just pay very, very close attention to you. And this is tapping into your energy when you talk or when you're in their company. But if they could be honest with you, they would admit that they have been testing you. And they may not even understand or know why, but this is definitely tapping into their internal process. It's like you have them on the edge of their seats, Divine Feminine. And with every encounter with you, they wonder how far you will go or how much you will expose about yourself. I'm getting clearly that you're not the kind of feminine energy that easily opens. You don't allow access to just anyone. This could be a connection that had a very heavy and intense buildup. And this masculine always knew that it would go deeper, but they just didn't know when. It's like you gave them access to you in a very casual way. And the fact that you slowly opened up to them, this really did something to them. So you may notice that once you did this, there was no limit with this masculine. The more time you spent with them, and this could be physically or energetically, the more they became kind of addicted to being with you in this way. So they enjoyed this time of kind of uncovering who you are as a lover, Divine Feminine. Because this is an aspect of you that this masculine has always known was there, and they were very, very eager to see it. but they were also very intentional with the way that they would approach you. So anytime you would expose something about yourself or expose them to a more intimate or hidden aspect of your being, they wanted more. And it's like they would try to push the limit in some way, wanting to see how far you would go with them. And this is why they're so focused on your energy at this time, because this entire experience has been a total ego boost for them. And it's only because they know who you truly are. So this is less about them and more about you, Divine Feminine. Because when you look at this energetically, the more secure you feel, the more you allow access. So in a way, connecting with you and having a deeper level of access to you than anyone else, it makes this masculine feel special. And it kind of solidifies what they were feeling about you from day one. So this is the energy of someone who is very confident in themselves as it pertains to feminine energy. But this is about how they view you, Divine Feminine. It boosted their ego to know that no one else can duplicate what they have with you. And that even till this day, that will remain a unique experience between the both of you. Yeah, they definitely always felt that you were off limits in some way. So the fact that they were able to access you makes them feel some kind of way. And this could be something as simple as you opening up in conversations, to you and this masculine having very intimate moments together. All of this was some kind of test for them. And I'm not picking up anything malicious with this. So this wasn't in a malicious way. It's like they were using this to really gauge how you felt, because you're not the type of person to open up easily. So if you've been paying attention to your masculine's behavior and just notice that there would be this kind of push and pull dynamic where they would kind of try to push the limits with you. This could be with information. This could be when you were kind of in their presence. It's almost like they were trying to figure out how it is that you felt so they could understand where you were standing in this connection. And when you look at this from the energetic standpoint, it's definitely picking up on how well your energy balances this masculine, okay? I feel like this is what they were trying to figure out. Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have here is, you don't intimidate me. Wow. Yeah. This is exactly what makes you different. You triggered their ego big time, okay? This is a masculine that came into this connection with you kind of leading with their ego. And this is not in a cocky way, but they were used to a certain type of response or exchange with feminine energy. But every time they came in contact with you, something interesting would happen. It's like they would feel exposed in your presence, almost as if they didn't even have to say one word, and somehow you were able to break them down to a science. There's this balance of your energies happening here. Divine Feminine, you leading with this sacral energy and this masculine with the solar plexus energy, which indicates that this is a connection with two very strong-minded people, but also two very healthy egos, okay? And this is the reason why you have this effect on them, Divine Feminine. They don't intimidate you at all. And this could be pointing to the way that they present, the way that they try to lead with their ego, or even their personal story or journey. When you look at people, you read them. You see people from the inside out. And it's your very natural way of reading people. So no matter what that person is saying or doing at the time, you have this way of connecting the dots and going back to the place of origin where you can see why they do what they do or why they say what they say. In order to do this, you must be a certain type of soul. A soul that's not only been here before, but someone who definitely has insight on the human experience as a whole, okay? So if you're resonating with this message right now, you are the type of soul that many people may be drawn to. And you may ask yourself why. This is why. You're not afraid or intimidated by anyone, okay? Especially this masculine. So you could easily read their motives and where their mind and hearts are every time that you engage them. So much so that you actually have them trying to figure you out to this degree. So all the questions that they have about you are becoming very pressing because they don't understand how you're able to navigate their energy so well. And this is why you have them stuck. If they could describe this to you, it's like you see right through them. They may even be taking this personally, but I'm getting it's not personal at all. It's because you've seen things, Divine Feminine, and you know things that most people don't grasp or understand. And this is pertaining to this specific masculine energy or just masculine energy in general. They're not used to this. This is also tapping into your disposition. I feel like that's the main thing that's standing out about you at this time. You haven't opened up completely about yourself, Divine Feminine. And so at this time, your person has way more questions than they have answers about you. And in this way, you have naturally changed their flow of energy. So you're connected to a masculine that's so used to feminine energies coming to them and pouring into them and oversharing. But you're not like this. You come off very unfazed about a lot of things. And this makes them so much more interested in you. And right now, this masculine is stuck because they're trying to figure out what it is about you, okay? But it's simply because you're not afraid of them. And it's in the subtle things that you do. It's in your eye contact. It's in the way that you communicate. There's something here about you being very calm in their energy that they're not used to. A lot of times when we look at the dynamic between masculine and feminine energies, when a feminine gets around a masculine, sometimes that shield, sometimes that protective barrier just easily comes down. And things that you want to keep to yourself, you know, things that you don't want to speak about, you just begin to pour and just give them so much information, which in turn gives them a lot of power. And when we look at this energetically, we're really talking about the feminine dominant chakra, which is the sacral, which is your life force. This is why when you pay attention to certain connections, you'll see the feminine energy often feel drained or often feel as if they're giving so much of themselves in the connection, and that really creates a massive imbalance of energy, okay? And I'm getting, if you're resonating with this message so far, the way that you have been showing up in this dynamic with your masculine is completely blowing their minds because they may be used to this type of exchange. But I'm getting that, especially in moments when they're operating in their ego, it just doesn't faze you. Or even if it does, the way that you transmute this energy is very impressive to them. So you naturally have this way of leaving this masculine with something to chew on after every encounter that you have. And you often do this in a very, very subtle way, in a way that may catch them off guard, okay? It's very, very powerful. It may be very subtle. It may be in those very, very subtle moments where your masculine may be pushing or either pulling on your energy. The way that you're able to kind of stand your ground is just very, very attractive, and it's very impressive to them as well, okay? Even if they have not verbalized this to you, oftentimes they don't even know that it's happening. They'll just correlate this with a feeling or just a rush of emotion that they start to feel for you. And I feel like this is what's coming through in this reading here, okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have is, I'd rather have you. Yeah. I just got results very clearly. So this is what your person has come up with after kind of putting you through a series of tests. They're realizing that they've always wanted someone like you. And this is usually how they would normally go about this. But people didn't respond to them the way that you responded to them. And so now they're trying to figure out what it is about you that makes you respond to them differently. This is a masculine energy that really may be used to get in their way. But you didn't come in with this energy, okay? You have a very strong and solid foundation. And this is picking up on how you view yourself. Because only a feminine energy that's operating in self-love and also self-acceptance can show up in such a powerful way. And it's never something that you have to say. It's just your energy and the way that you make this masculine feel in your presence. So if you're wondering how your person is currently feeling about you, they want you to know that they would rather have someone like you. Even though you make them feel things that they would rather not feel, there's just something about you that they can't compare to any other experience. Your energy is what makes you different. This is about your essence and your ability to balance your light and dark energies in a way that makes you very interesting. And it also helps your masculine balance their energies as well, okay? So if you're curious about why your person kind of pulled their energy back, what it is that they're thinking about your connection, this is a very, very good sign, okay? It literally feels like the flow of your connection, the flow of your energies are meshing very, very well at this time, okay? Maybe your person pulled their energy back because they're trying to figure out what's happening. It could be happening in a way that they're not really able to verbalize or express. They just know that they can feel something good about you or different about you, okay? And it may have them kind of taken aback by you, Divine Feminine, okay? So let's get the last message here. So the last message that we have is, you proved your point. This is someone that feels like you came into this connection in a very, very strong, maybe very calculated way. And this is a testament to where you are on your journey, Divine Feminine. Specifically, your journey in love, okay? You won them over. You have somehow managed to show them your worth without even saying a word. And you did this with your actions and simply how you respond to them in their energy. The masculine energy is naturally an energy that penetrates. It's an energy that dominates. It's an energy that operates in control. And if you allow them to show up in this way, then they will. It takes a very, very powerful, very, very strong, but also very subtle and intentional feminine energy to balance the energy of a masculine. So if you're at this place right now where you've just been wondering how you've been showing up, if your energy is coming across correctly, if you're being read correctly, you know, if this masculine can see you for who you truly are, I'm getting that they can, okay? And this is not even as if you came into this connection wanting to prove a point. It's just that your energy and your actions are speaking for you in a very, very powerful way, okay? So at this time in your connection, all that you are is literally being taken in by this masculine. And this is the energy of someone who's realizing that you may be their weakness. And what's even more powerful about your energy is the way that you display this to your person. So while they're realizing that while you may have never verbalized this, maybe you've never sat down and had a conversation about this, you came into this connection wanting to be sure that they knew what they were dealing with and that they knew that this connection was going to be different just based off your energy. Your person may have even thought that you were predictable in the beginning, but you completely shocked them by not giving in to them in ways that they really wanted you to, and by not revealing so much about yourself too soon. So although they would have really liked for you to be this way, they're realizing that had you did this, they wouldn't be so intrigued by you at this very moment. You may be very, very different from what they're used to, but they cannot look away from you right now, Divine Feminine. And what's very interesting about this is that you knew that this would happen, Divine Feminine. You just didn't know how your person would respond to your energy. But you clearly had their full attention at this time as it pertains to the energy exchange. This is what your person has been waiting for. And oftentimes the masculine does not know how to say that. They oftentimes will never say that. It's just something that they can feel, okay? So it's like the more you open up, Divine Feminine, at your own pace and when you feel divinely guided to, the higher the energy raises in your connection. But this is all happening at a very specific pace, okay? And I'm getting that you receive nudges and you receive divine messages or signs and syncs on when it's appropriate for you to give them more of you, okay? And now that your person understands what it is that you're doing and why, it will definitely give them a little more ease in wanting to uncover certain aspects of you. And this is talking about mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and sexually. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. If you resonate with this message, please be sure to hit the like button on the way out. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you are a member on Patreon, I will be pulling 3 more cards for the extended reading, just to dig a little bit deeper and to see what other messages come through from your person. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.